Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 516. My name is Christopher Q, and I am here with Jason A. Stryker.
Hi, I'm Jason A. Stryker.
And Travis Baum.
Hey, I'm that guy, Travis.
Oh my gosh. He's back. It's been weeks. You're alive. I wasn't sure. How's it going, dude? How are you doing?
It's going well. It's not like I wasn't in the Discord talking to you guys every day, but
every day.
Yeah.
But for podcast only folks, like it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, maybe there's a few people that's like, who is this guy? This guy's brand new to the podcast.
Yeah, brand new to the podcast.
No, old hand to the show. Travis Baum here. What's up, guys? It's good to be back. Good to see you guys. I'm glad everybody's doing well. And but no, I had to take a step back, had to focus on some things. The unemployment was getting a little too real. Had to focus on applications and getting that stuff right and everything like that. A little bit of mental health loving here and there, but other than that, it's been going pretty good. I'm excited. This is my time of year. It's my favorite time of year. It's when we shift from the fall. I'm sorry, from the winter into the spring. And then LA has that super famous 2 weeks of spring until we jump directly into summer. We kind of pass through that spring season. We're in the summer. It's like, 80 degrees every day right now. It was a little overcast today, but like every day it's been crazy. But I've been having like this crazy seasonal depression this past few months. Fun. And super fun. It's always fun. It wasn't as bad as seasonal depressions of the past, but it was enough to where I needed to like focus on myself and take some time and stuff like that. So
absolutely.
But that warm weather kicked in at the perfect time, because during that seasonal depression, I gained about 13 unwanted pounds. So now it's like every day it's like calorie deficits and starving myself and like.
So now you're about what, 140?
No. No, a lady never tells her weight on podcasts. We all know that. Come on now. But no, it's good, man. Like I'm smiles every day. My wife Melissa's doing great. Like just tons of going on. Like we're just happy. We're good. Video games are fantastic right now.
Like they're not bad.
Yeah, so it's good times. I'm glad to be back, and hopefully I'll be hearing from you guys a little bit more.
Nice.
Yeah,
Jason, what's up with you, man? How are things going?
It's a Jack Black attack here in the A Striker household.
Oh,
School of Rock.
Since the Minecraft movie, Griffin has been into Jack Black, especially once you realize that Bowser and the
Super Mario
was Jack Black. So Jack Black is my favorite actor of all time. He's the best dad. So there was a on the digital deals, unlike Fandango or whatever. It was like a 5-pack of Jack Black for like $20 or something.
Jack Black 5-pack. All right.
Yes,
I like that.
Yes.
Nice.
So you get like School of Rock. What else? Nacho Libre. He's gonna watch that one. But right now he's watching School of Rock downstairs and he's loving it. So
School of Rock. So good.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I mean, have you watched Kung Fu Panda with him?
No,
he's that age, so might be
that's true.
Might be fun. Hey, you just let him know. Yeah, the Panda's Kung Fu is Jack Black.
So it turns out there's no shortage of Jack Black movies out there.
Absolutely.
Well, we all know that the next movie he's going to watch is Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. That is the quintessential Jack Black film.
School of Rock, and then
we're
that, right?
Slowly ramping up. He's going to be playing Brutal Legend next week. I've got it written down for him. So
we'll enjoy the first 45 minutes.
I know the first stage, and then it goes downhill from there.
And he'll be like, "Thanks a lot, Dad.
Finish the first
Jack
stage
Black
and saying, "That's
anymore.
it. What'd you think? Did you like it? It was great, right?
You killed Jack Black for me." Things are good. Chris, I want to hear about you, and I want to hear about MomoCon.
Oh no, that's a sensitive topic, sir.
Oh no,
what happened?
So we all, got up and got ready and head down there and found parking. Actually found pretty good parking. It was about, it's $20. Literally could, it's $20. It's right next to the Centennial Olympic Park. You could literally just walk across the park and you get right to like the what is it? The square, essentially, where it's got like the Omni and Omni Hotel, I should say, and the Hawks Arena and Mercedes-Benz and World Congress Center. So it's like it was only like not even a 10-minute walk, like super quick. got there, got in, and realized we left the tickets at home.
Oh no!
What?
So we left our passes at home.
Okay.
Up early, didn't you? You picked up the passes early, like the badges
we picked
early?
the passes early at Level Up Games because we didn't want to wait in the registration line.
Yeah.
And then we forgot the passes and went and sat in the registration line anyway. And they sent us down to registration support. And I'm like, this is what happened. We've got our QR codes, we've got our IDs, we've got everything we need. Can we get in? And they said no. Without the passes, you can't get in. And we were devastated. So we had to literally turn around and come home. And I wasn't about to drive downtown again. Yeah. So just missed out on Saturday altogether. So the goal is to leave about 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow and essentially stay down there the whole day because we missed out. So
it'll be all right.
I'm a little disappointed because I know that a couple of the people on my team are down there today, and I was hoping to. I know one of them is cosplaying, so I wanted to run into her and see how that worked out. But it is what it is. My daughter was the most devastated because she wanted to meet one of her friends down there, and she was dressed up, and my wife dressed up too, and it was pretty. It was rough. It was rough. It was a very silent trip home.
Yep. Oh,
so,
sure.
But yeah, we'll get to go tomorrow.
All except for the crying wails of the children and
just my daughter. My son didn't care. Like, honestly, my son, he's 15 now. It's literally like if he's not in front of the internet, he is. I want to be in front of the internet. That's pretty much where we're at right now. So, having to deal with that. But I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but we were having trouble with him with his classes, and he ended up, he put in the work and passed all his classes, so that was
nice.
Good. So that was a lot of stress. It was a lot of stress. Like work is extremely stressful right now, and it didn't help that I had that stress at home as well. So it's been a very stressful month. And now we've got a little bit more to go on this project at work. I'm hoping everything sails smoothly for the next 3 weeks or so, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, outside of that, things are okay. Like MomoCon was a bust today, but we're gonna go tomorrow. We're still planning to do Ren Fair next week. Next week's the last week, so we already have plans for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's talk games.
Don't forget your kilts or whatever you take to the event.
Crystal and I used to dress up as pirates.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you dress up? Yeah.
I don't as much anymore. Mainly because I need to lose some weight to get back into that costume. But yeah,
we went to our first Ren Fair experience here in California last year with some friends, and we did the pirate thing well. It seemed like going pirate was
it's a pretty simple way to do things.
Pretty simple. If you want to, like, your first time, you don't want to spend too much money on the Ren Fair. Like, you don't really know what to expect and everything. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Yeah, here so this is next week is the last week for this season. Right. Last year they started doing a fall Ren Fair season as well. We haven't gone during the fall yet, but I do want to go during that time because it's in my opinion, it'd be the weather would be a lot better for that.
It's boiling lava hot in California during Ren Fair. It's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. Usually it is here too. Like, I mean, it's middle of May right now, almost June. Usually we're dealing with 90 degrees already. But it's been relatively mild so far this year. So like even today while we were walking around downtown, it was in the 70s. So that was okay. Like it was, it wasn't too bad. But still want to try out the fall season. We'll see how that works out.
Very cool. We're going to talk about some games.
Yeah, let's talk about games.
Sure.
You guys want to talk about Doom first?
Yeah,
they got a shield bash. They got a shield throw.
I started playing Doom.
Yes.
You guys talking about it last week was intriguing for me. So I ended up downloading it on Xbox Game Pass. And we'll talk about this a little later, but I finished up Expedition 33. So I jumped into Doom just today because I finished up Expedition 33 last night, like late last night, like 1 o'clock.
Nice. It's fresh. Ooh.
Yeah, so super fresh. Now, when I say finished up, I mean finished up as in I got the platinum last night.
The platinum, right?
Yeah. But yeah, just I didn't play much of Doom. I only played like through the first stage, but it was super fun. Like I've played Doom in the past and I've never had as much fun as I did playing this Doom. Like I played Doom Immortal. Was it Mortal? Doom
Eternal.
Eternal. That's it.
Eternal,
yeah, I played that one and it was I didn't get the feeling I got with this. And I think it's because of what Jason said. Like as soon as they introduced the shield charge, it's so satisfying. Like you aim the shield at the guy and you just pull the trigger and boom, you're there. And I was like, oh man, this is great. I love it. Feel
good moment of the year.
Yeah, and like you can literally just bounce around the map the whole time, and you know, it makes the idea of having a more melee centric Doom so much more approachable because you can close that distance so quickly. So that was super cool. And then they introduced like the parrying. So I do need to go back, and this is something that Jeff mentioned last week. Very, very, very good. Was it you that mentioned it? The accessibility options, like very cool stuff. Like you can go in there and you can go and change the color to the things you want it to be. And that's like every game should fucking do that. Every game. I haven't done it yet because I always like to see what it looks like first. But yeah, the green is fine. But I could see myself with how trying to think of the word to use for this, but like how bright the colors are, I can see myself like if I have to do it quickly, missing the difference between like the green and the red. Right. So I'll go back and I'll make some changes there, but yeah, really, really cool accessibility options there too. But yeah, super fun. I love it.
Yeah, what really got me was the combat flow. Once you get like the basic 3 or 4 move sets, you know, like the shield bash, the melee, the initial gun that you have, which is like a shotgun type gun, or like a blunderbuss type weapon. Yeah. Once you get like that trifecta of weaponry, and you're learning the combat loop, and you're going around these arenas, and your shield bash, melee, pop, 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 shield bash, melee pop. It is just a really, really satisfying loop of action to go through and everything like that. And I unlocked also the next gun, which is kind of like more of like a fully automatic machine gun type weapon. And when you jump into that and you start adding that weapon into your loop, and you're just swapping through these different abilities and weapons, it's super addictive, like jumping right off the jump and everything like that. If it wasn't for the fact that I was in the middle of playing something else and wanted to finish that first before I really sank my teeth into Doom, I would have been like super, super sucked in and everything. But I'm like you. I've really given myself a pretty deep impression. But so far it's really, really good, and immediately eons better and more enjoyable than anything that I played with the previous Doom games. Eternal was all right. I enjoyed it for what it was and everything like that. The 2016, it took me a while to get into that one because I just felt like the level design felt like 1993 Doom games, and it felt archaic to me, so I never really could get into the 2016 one. But Eternal was much better. But this right here, just right from the jump, I know in my soul when I'm playing, I just like this way better than anything that I played from id Software, especially in the past, like maybe like 15 years.
At least first person shooter situations, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I loved the fact that everything felt weighty, like everything, like when you jump, when you climb, like everything felt like it had weight to it. And Jason, I got to use my new controller, the GameSir one that you suggested. Yes. So I was using that. Felt really good. So I was happy with that. But yeah, great first impression. I will certainly go back to it. It's been I literally only got to play it right before the show. Like I finished playing it maybe 30 minutes before the show.
Boys, you've only barely scratched
the surface. I know.
You get a shield throw as well, and it's got a slowdown effect when you're aiming and shit. You start throwing that into the loop, and it's like, yes, please. So you'll eventually fight enemies that are shielded. So you use the shotgun to like superheat their metal shields, right? Mm-hmm. And then once it's heated up, you throw the shield at it, it shatters, and you're in there with the shield bash, and it's going on. It's popping, as the kids would say.
That's good. It's good to know it gets even better because
it's
I can definitely see how addictive it's going to be and everything. And I'm excited to see how because I know Jeff online, he was talking about how he was really impressed of the actual gameplay loop itself. So I'm really looking forward to see how this game feels once it hits its stride and it kind of it's done introducing you into what this game is, and you're kind of in the guts of the level design. So I'm really excited to see what it turns into, especially since Jeff is pretty high on it too.
Yeah, I finished that first stage and it said I only got like 45%.
Same.
Completion.
Same.
I'm like, holy shit, I missed a ton. Like, I can definitely see myself like going through all the stages and then going back and looking for all the secrets. Like, I could see that happening.
I'm changing my gameplay like personality, I guess, a little bit because of that. Like I think I mentioned it last week. Like it was kind of deflating when I got to the end of this, like, incredible level that I just played, and it's like 0 of 4 and just fucking nothing found. And I'm like, wait, did you want me to go and like, search every nook and cranny, or do you want me to shield bash everything that moves?
It's the sole purpose.
Pick up your mind.
It's the sole purpose why I can't truly love like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, because every fucking fight you're being judged. Every fight, and I don't like that. I don't like those grades popping up and everything like that. Because look, I'm a BC student, man. Always have been, always will be. Nope. And in my video games, I just can't accept it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I wonder if you'd like the most recent Devil May Cry then, because
I did like it. No, I did like it. I did like it. It was really good. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was really good.
Yeah.
They made it really easy to hit like S and triple S's and shit. So there was that feedback loop was a little bit more positive, I'd say.
For this game though, it's like it's one of those things, like it feels counterintuitive to the loop of the game to go explore and try and find all these things, because I feel like the way that like they're impressing on you a sense of urgency with, and this is just that first mission, right? Like it felt like they wanted you to rush through and get to the end of it as quickly as you could. And then they bring up the map and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like nice setup for the map. And then, like you said, just bang, 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 just 0 of this, 0 of that, 1 of 2. I think I found one of the toys or something like that. And that was it. Yeah. And everything else is like 0, 0, 0, 0. I was like,
hey,
whatever.
We haven't touched on the map because it's magnificent. It's a really good map. It's 3D and it's layered and stuff. I don't know if you're getting the same, I don't know if it's a colorblind option to maybe you can change that to get a better view of the map. But
I'll be honest with you, I only looked at it once. Like they flashed it up and I kind of looked at it. I was like, oh, cool. I like how this works. But again, because of that feeling of urgency, I just wasn't really worried about it. I was going right for the objectives.
Yeah.
So
once you start going to the objectives, you'll use the map a lot more. And there's a lot of verticality to the map, so it's not just a top-down view or anything like that. So it's done very well.
Fucking high and climb anything. Well, not anything, but it's good stuff. I'm looking forward to playing it some more. Awesome.
Yeah,
what else?
Same here. What else? There was a demo that dropped. There's a game coming out called Blades of Fire. It's an interesting little game. It was getting a little bit of buzz. This is from the developer of this is what Mercury Steam.
Mercury Steam. Yep.
They've got an interesting sordid history of game development.
Tell me about it. They single-handedly have made like 4 or 5 games that I really want to play, but have introduced some sort of deal breaker into the equation. It's like Metroid Dread. It was like the fantastic Metroid game, but as soon as they introduced the insta kill shit, the
that was annoying.
Whatever,
that was annoying.
I noped the fuck out. I was like, no,
a lot of people did.
Yeah.
I mean, I did end up beating that game, and it was fun, but like, it will never be in my like top 10 of Metroidvanias because of those fuckers. You know, it's like it literally sucked the life out of the game for me.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they're here, and they definitely are throwing in some gameplay
choices.
elements that some people will find questionable at best. So what this is a third-person action game where you play this gentleman who is thrust into this world of intrigue and magic and mayhem. But what happens is you're given these special powers to teleport yourself to this blacksmith forge, and you have the ability to take items and resources that you find across the land and forge new weaponry. And then you can take that weaponry
like by the book, Travis. That sounds fine.
And you can take said weaponry and go out into the world and start bashing enemies with it and everything, and get more experience, get more levels, and also get more resources to build better weapons and everything.
That's just how you do crafting. It's just like that.
That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Well, apparently they wanted to throw a couple of wrinkles into that iron because so there is weapon degradation. I'm not totally turned off by the weapon degradation in the game.
I was about to say I am now like stepping away a little bit.
I'm not totally turned off by it, but the problem is I couldn't get past to the point where my first weapon fully degraded. I couldn't enjoy it enough to even get to that point, so I never really experienced the weapon breaking. So, it's not very good. I'm just going to go ahead and just drop the gravitas right there. It's not a very good game. It's not. It doesn't look and feel terrible. The game controls fine. It actually has a couple of things going for it, like just like anything special. It actually is a better looking game than you could give it some credit for just by looking at stills. Voice acting wise, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty great, actually. Music's not too bad. So there's some there's some talent behind this title, but I'm going to be honest with you, they make some really, really bad decisions. I know weapon degradation is going to turn a lot of people off, but then the actual act of the main feature in the game, which is the actual blacksmithing. It's the most unfun and unintuitive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. You start off by like adding your resources to it, and you can make certain alterations. So like they start you off with a hammer, and you can change certain things like the size of the head or the length of the actual rod itself that you're swinging the hammer with. And they all give you the hills. And they all affect swinging speed, damage, block parry ability, things like that. So that's interesting. I like that. A little bit of risk reward with the style of weapon that you want to create. And I can assume that you're going to have a lot of options when you're 20, 30 hours into this game. So I'm sure if you put the time in, it's pretty rewarding. But they do these things like, for instance, when you make the decisions of what kind of weapon you want to make, then it's time to actually hammer the weapon down. There is this weird mini game where they do a terrible job of explaining it to you, because I tried to hammer this thing down per their instructions and I could not come close to what they were trying to get me to do. And the better you hammer it down per the way they want to do it, because like there are these lines and arcs in the background and you want to start pounding these. I don't know how to explain it. They're like these, it looks like a graph, essentially like a line graph. And every time you pound it, some of the where you directly hammer, that goes down, but everything around it goes up. So it shifts and upheaves the bar graph, and you're trying to match it with this line. And the closer you match it to it, you can increase your star level. So it's like a 2, 3, 4, 5 star weapon. I got to 2 stars and I'm like, I'm noping out of this. This is not fun whatsoever. Like there's an auto button, but it's like suboptimal results. It's not very good.
I think we lost Chris a while ago.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. No,
I'm just listening.
He's just as
I'm
bored.
just listening.
He's as bored as I was playing it.
I'll be honest with you. I'm sitting here. I'll be honest with you, Travis. I'm sitting here doing my best not to make dick jokes out of all the things that you're saying. Like I'm really working hard not to do that, Travis. So please continue.
So anyway.
That's going to be not editing that out. That's staying in. Like that stays in.
Only about your rod and your shaft.
That's right. And just pound it. And just pound it.
Pound it.
And then once you have your rod and your shaft and you are firmly gripped with both hands, you you mount the world with your fellow gender questionable partner and you go off and you start the third person action gameplay, and the next questionable decision is actually in the combat itself. Combat necessarily doesn't feel bad when you swing the weapon. There's some good weight to the hammer that you swing at first, and I could see the combat being in another world, in another dimension, a multiverse, if you will. I can see this game playing really well in combat. But they do this weird thing where combat is done by the face buttons. This game, and this game does the Souls-like thing where there are bonfires, and that's how you traverse the world, going from checkpoint to checkpoint, bonfire to bonfire. So they do that whole thing, and enemies reset when you rest, and yada yada. Mm-hmm. But the combat you would think would be more Souls. Like you would think you would have one dedicated swing button or a dedicated button like R1 or something like that, or square or X on Stellar Blade. No, all 4 face buttons. So like on a PlayStation controller, triangle, square, circle, and X. They are all a different attack button. Like a triangle Y is going to be attack up at their head. X and B is going to be swing at their feet, and then the ones on the side you're going to swing left and swing right, and it is really clunky. If you just try to swing left and swing left again, it's just going to be a really slow, cumbersome hit. So you have to go swing left, swing right, swing down, swing up, down, and form combos by basically doing directional button presses, and it's just intuitive and not fun combat. I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. But once I got to that point,
For Honor combat, which in For Honor, like it's a strategic like action game, right. I guess, right? Because you are, just as you explained, hitting from different directions and trying to get your, fake out your opponent. In a game that's single player like this, I'm not trying to fake out the goddamn computer. I just want to hit it over its head multiple times and not have to worry about finesse, I guess. So that's just, one other thing that I'm just like nonplussed about.
Just a lot of odd decisions, a lot of weird decisions, and what could be a decent game.
One in particular is where they lost me. When I first saw videos of this, I'm like, this has a pretty good look to it. Oh, it's mark your Steam. Maybe they're going to redeem themselves. But then they came out with like a 5-minute long video tutorial on how to do the smithing, and it was ridiculous. Just as everything you mentioned, and it's all for like, you'll maybe get a 3 or 4 star weapon. And I thought maybe you could like, choose to like just not engage with this subsystem. But you can, I guess, like once you have something made, you can make it again. But like the process of doing that is still like a shit ton of button presses in order to like skip that stuff. So it's combine that with weapon degradation and
then that's where you lose me, guys. Like it sounds like making a good weapon is a lot of fucking effort, and then they're gonna degrade the weapon on you. That's I mean, you lost me there. Like even what you're saying about the combat, like with having the face buttons as like high, left, right, and low, like that's interesting to me because it gives you some, it lets you customize things. I mean, I don't know if there's combos and things like that.
Now, if it was a strategic game, like Jason said, like For Honored, going for like slow realism and trying to do fake outs and stuff like it would work. But like this game it's a mashy it's a mashy AA character action game. Trying to be heavy like a Souls game. Like it's trying to be like heavy and weighty. So like it just doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical really to have like these different attack patterns, like these attack directions for a game like this, because like it just doesn't like there's no, if there was like a block left and a block right, block up, block down, that would make sense to me. Okay, we're playing a chess match now. We're slow and steady.
There's not. So
block is just one button. Yeah. It's weird. It's not strategic at all.
I don't know the reasoning behind these decisions then.
It's an odd game. I think there's a good game in here somewhere. I really do. I think there's a barrier of entry that I'm not willing to learn.
Mercury's team is so hit or miss, man. They really are. Like I know that I'm in the minority of actually liking Lords of Shadow.
I like that first one.
First one's
The
good.
first one was great, but the second one, I don't know what it was about it. It just did not feel the same, and it just wasn't as interesting to me.
There's also the DS one with Mirrors of Fate. Is that correct?
And I've tried, Mirrors of Fate,
Yeah,
and I've tried to play that like 3 or 4 times, and it's just like, because they tried to shoehorn the Shadows, Lord of Shadows combat into it, sort of. And I get it, like you want to make it with like a combo system and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't think they didn't simplify it enough for the game they were trying to make for Mirrors of Fate. So
also performance was an issue with that one as well. Like it ran for shit.
They did do the remake of Metroid 2, right? Return of Samus. I didn't play that. Like I heard that was good. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I'm not willing to try any more Mercury Steam.
I am like I don't. I think they're okay. I just it sounds like they're trying to innovate, and I'm okay with that. They're taking risks. But I think they need to go back to based on what you guys are saying on at least the weapon creation part of it. Like, man, they might need to go back and loosen that up a little bit if they can.
Was that Flashy?
No. Flash is going to investigate though. That was one of the cats knocking their food bowl over, and I'm hoping it was empty, because if it's not, Flash is getting the rest of that food.
You're not feeding me enough, human.
They're still pissed at you. They're throwing stuff around.
That's right.
Yeah.
But cool. What else?
What else
can we talk about? Can we talk
I played a little bit of Onimusha. I'll just talk real quick.
Ooh, talk to me.
So part 2 just came out. This is not hot on the heels, but this is they remade the first one too back in 2019 or something like that.
It was a while ago. Yeah.
How much of a remake was that?
So it's more or less an up-res for the most part. It's a cleanup pass. It's a widescreen hack. It's that's about it. Like they haven't done much audio-wise. Like it's not as if they went back and re-recorded dialogue. That's for sure. But they really could have used some new dialogue, because the English translation is so wooden. It's really, really bad. But this is gonna sell it. This is gonna make or break it. Is they gave it modern controls, and it's no longer the tank controls. You can still do the tank stuff, where you hit up to move forward or whatever.
Really?
Yes, but now it's fully realized.
It's still like the static backgrounds though, right? Like it's still
Yep. That can, and
with updated controls. Shut up. That is awesome.
So it's got the static backgrounds, but they blend in a little bit more because it's a little higher res. Like you can clearly see that that's a digitized background, and it's kind of grainy. Whereas the models, once upon a time they were grainy as well, but now they're like crisp and clean and really pop out a little bit more. So there's kind of a disconnect there, but having 3D movement in that game is just fucking phenomenal. So that convinced me to finally give this series a shot, because I could never get past the tank controls.
I want this game to succeed. I want this game to succeed really, really badly, because I feel that if Onimusha does really well, I am leading myself to hope and believe that it will make Square Enix pay attention and say, hey, Parasite Eve 1 and 2, how about that? Remake it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
God, how many?
Give me that.
I wouldn't count on that, man. How many Final Fantasies have come out that were not turn-based? Just saying. Yeah.
It just goes to show like how many like really good franchises Capcom has, Yeah. There's probably like 10 I could name off the top of my head that are like, this is successful. They do a really good job with this. Like, yeah, I love Capcom.
I do too.
And I love seeing them in this this golden era of theirs, where they're doing so much good, like with Monster Hunter and such, and Resident Evil.
Making good decisions with Resident Evil remakes. Like I love what they're doing. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Capcom right now.
So yeah, I'm happy to support this. I'll support you, Capcom, but not Mercury Steam.
I'm looking at my game list. I'm trying to segue. Speaking of Capcom, but I can't. I don't have any Capcom game on my list.
Hey, Capcom! How about bringing back Mega Man Legends and remaking that? That would be awesome.
I would love. I don't want a remake of the old one. I want a brand new Mega Man. Legends.
Absolutely. Mega Man Legends was such a great game. I loved it.
Yeah, I don't think the first one would really hold up very well. So yeah, let's just remake
it would have to be a remake. It would have to be it would have to be a full up remake. Because that was, that game still came out when PlayStation 1 was, digital only on that controller, man.
Yeah. That was a rough time. Oh my God.
It was.
Think back to that.
It was.
So what the hell else is going on game-wise?
Game-wise, let's see.
Shall we talk about Clair Obscur?
I beat it.
Hey,
you beat it?
How about that?
I beat it today.
How did you feel afterwards?
Content, I guess.
Oh,
but
really?
also there's a choice, right?
Okay,
there is a choice.
Context. There is a choice. There are two endings in the game, and that's all we'll say. But that's
right.
I don't know how I feel. I don't know if content's the right thing that I would say. I'm like a week and a half out from beating this, so I have a little bit of distance from the situation. I went back and watched the other ending that I didn't get, and
me too.
I watched
that last night.
I love both endings, but I also hate both endings.
Yes, I would agree.
And because of that, they're perfect. They're both perfect.
And I think that's what they were going for with this game in general. And that's the thing. It's like, if you say which one is the good ending, there's no right answer. There's no right answer. The truth of it is, when you get to the end, you have to make a choice, and it's the choice that you feel most comfortable with. It's the one that you want to make. That is the one that I think you will feel better about, because Jeff and I both chose the same ending when we played it. And he said that the other ending was the good ending. And I watched the other ending and I was like, I don't think that's a good ending. I think that's just as it's the same. It's like it's the same feelings overall, right?
We have got to do a spoiler cast.
We are absolutely. We have to. This story is too fucking good not to. Like, I am floored by this game, and it goes back to what we've been saying the past few weeks. It's like there are moments in this game that I just will never forget. I just will never forget. So
I want to have a mechanics cast where we're just talking about the fucking mechanics in this game. That would fill a podcast.
Yeah. Oh man, the different builds that you can get, like the way that they the dude. So the hardest boss in the game. That was the last thing I had to do. That and the mime at the beginning of the game. So I had to start up. I'll get back to that in a second, but that's what I did last night. And I'll be honest with you guys. It didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. It did not go well. I put that shit on easy. The hardest boss. Yes.
The hardest boss, yeah.
Hardest boss.
Yeah. Big sword. Big sword.
Yeah. He's an asshole. And it didn't go well. I put it on easy and it still wasn't going well. Like, awful. So I did I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to do this. I know Mael has this like ultra powerful fucking, attack
it's patched out now. So
it still fucking works, man. It still works. It just doesn't hit as hard.
It works for the first phase. It doesn't work for the second phase anymore.
It absolutely does. If you
work it does.
Yes, it does. But I was but you have to be. It doesn't work in one shot. It's two shots, but you can do two shots if you build your team right. So that's what I focused on. I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to do this. This guy's not going to get a chance to attack me because when he does, I just fucking die. So I built Mael out and made it so that I could get essentially four attacks off with her before he ever got a chance to do anything. That's how I did it. So, and you can do that with her and with CL, you can do it.
Hey, Jason.
So,
yeah.
Jason, I did that fight by just parrying. I didn't do any bitch ass cheese or anything like that.
I will take bitch ass cheese, motherfucker. I'm fine with that. I just wanted to let
you know that one-on-one, just me and you, and not directed to Chris because that would be rude and inconsiderate.
It was never even in question with you, Travis, but with Chris,
I parried the fuck out of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And they do a mechanic with the parry that they don't do ever in the game. Yeah. They do it with just this one fight, and it is until you realize what it is and learn how to do it. It's maddening until you realize the trick, and then you figure out the trick, and it's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do now. I see what you're doing.
I am eager to get back to like all of that shit because I was faced with the okay, this is the end part. This is this will wrap up the game for me. But I didn't want it to end.
Yeah,
no, it sucks.
It went right back out and was getting island after island after area, just knocking shit out until I realized that it's like, oh shit, we got to record today. I want to be able to. So I went ahead and I did the thing and I beat it, got credits and such.
Did you finish all your relationships?
Yes.
Good, excellent.
I did.
Yeah. Because that was really the only thing that I did between the end of Act 2 and the end of the game. I cleaned up all the relationships and then I just went and beat the game because I know it picks you up right where you left off. And then I went back and I did everything else. There's so much more to do. That's the thing.
I did a lot. Yeah. I did a lot in Act 3. So by the time I got to by the time I got to the final dungeon, I just dog walked it. I was way over leveled.
Yeah. Same here.
All my characters are level 99 now, so I did that before I went and fought that last boss. But literally everything besides that dude is a cakewalk at this point. Like you feel you go into battles and it's just you feel so completely overpowered. It's crazy.
That fight is so insane though. Like it's crazy because like someone was asking like should I someone was asking in our Discord like I guess I need to like just like spend some time and just grind so I can beat them. And my advice is
in reality it doesn't matter.
In reality it doesn't matter. You can be level 99 and he's still going to hit you and kill you in a couple of hits. Like you need to learn the mechanics.
You have to sit there. Honestly the most frustrating thing about it was that it was the second fight is over so quickly that I don't really get a chance to practice it.
Right.
Because he's got like 6 different attacks he can throw at you and you don't get an opportunity to learn any of them because he does. You get like 1 or 2 of them out. And then if you're not parrying everything, everybody's dead. So that's what was frustrating about it. And I just didn't have the patience for it at that point. So.
Well, it was the twice pairing. That was the pain. That was the worst. But no, that was a really, really good fight. It wasn't my favorite fight by any stretch of the imagination. You earn it, man. Like when you play that fight mechanically, like you earn it. But it is. But by the time I was done playing that, I was like, okay, I got so good at this, and I had just got done preparing my Lies of P file for the upcoming DLC this summer. So I was like primed on my parrying dexterity. Like my finger was like ready to go. So I'm like, you know what? I didn't like Stellar Blade at all when that game came out. And I'm going to try it again. And when I talk about it, I have good updates for Stellar Blade and everything.
Yes. But game of the year, baby.
But yeah, E33 man, for me, man, that was a killer experience. I wish I was back recording with you guys in the heart of playing that game, because it's one of those things where I can only liken it to like having tickets to like a concert. Like I have tickets to Oasis in September, and I know the day after that concert is over, I'm going to be so fucking depressed that it's over. Yeah. And I'm a week and a half done. And I'm still thinking about it and still wish, like my friend right now was texting me every day because he's playing it and he's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I hit him up and I'm like, I'm so fucking jealous of you right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to do this everything again. Is still new. And I think you said it on the Discord, dude. And I couldn't agree with you more. It's like, if there was some way for me to be able to just forget this entire game and play it again, I would absolutely do that, because and especially when you get to not just the end of each act, but when they start introducing some of this stuff at the end game, there's several things at the end game that are very eye-opening if you're paying attention to the overall story. And it's so incredibly well thought out. And I cannot wait to be able to sit with everybody and talk about it without the guardrails on, because there's so much I want to say. So in order to get my platinum, I had to go back. I had to New Game Plus and go back and get that mime, because I missed him the first time.
The first mime,
the first mime. New Game Plus freaked me out a little bit, because when you start New Game Plus, it starts you with everything. Right, with all you're the same level, you got all the pictos, and what you don't have is the skills. Like, you have to unlock all the skills. But as I started walking around with Gustav at the very beginning of the game, I had Mael and Sael with me, and I'm like, what's going on here? Why are they? So I'm running around, I'm chasing Mael, and Mael's running behind me. It was really freaky.
That's funny.
So but yeah, that was interesting. But man,
they definitely took the path of least resistance for New Game Plus. Man. Good for them. That's fine.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Listen, they put the time in where it needed to be. You know, there are a lot of little things there. This is a game. If you're going to say anything negative about this game, it's going to only be nitpicks. That's all I have about it is nitpicks. Like, we've talked about the maps. We've talked about, like, a lot of these little things, like the endless tower. I have a problem with the endless tower, you know? So
it's not endless.
It is indeed not endless.
It is not endless.
Definitively, it ends.
It ends very, very quickly, and that's the problem. But, you know, you can nitpick about a lot of things, but when you boil down to the story, the characters, the gameplay, the mechanics, this is a once in a generation game. Like, it's just amazing.
I agree. It reminded us that, like, there are avenues to stick to the roots of games, to stick to the roots of, like, things like JRPGs, for instance, turn-based combat, and really innovate and continue to innovate while sticking to the basics. And Final Fantasy has kind of lost that plot. I mean, they lost that plot a long time ago. And I would not be surprised if we saw another turn-based Final Fantasy in the near future. I would not be surprised, because if I would welcome it. If I'm Square Enix, I'll be honest with you. If I'm Square Enix, I'm a little embarrassed that this game came out and spanked my ass.
Especially in shortly after Rebirth came out. I mean, listen, if they would have I said it before, like, classic mode for Remake and Rebirth should have been straight up classic mode.
I agree.
That's what it should have been.
I agree.
And they didn't do that, and it was devastating to me. I'm like, this is a classic mode. This is just like another bullshit version of what you did already.
People complain about that exact thing, to have it be improved in the sequel, and they still didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do it.
They had no interest in turn-based. I think they've come out and said it. They just don't.
Yeah, they don't think anybody wants it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, maybe if it's like just the same old turn-based, right?
Yeah.
But think about the turn-based games that we've talked about the past couple of years. You know, between Expedition 33 and Metaphor, there were specific things about those games. Yeah, they were turn-based, but there were mechanics that you had to pay attention to. There were things that you had to be in tune with to understand how the battle was going to go. And that's what's really important about it. That's how you keep it fresh and interesting. And
they changed perspective of the fight. Persona did this for a long time, and they did it right for a long time. They changed the perspective of a fight. In Final Fantasy, the perspective of a fight was beat enemies. That's it. Now, granted, that's the goal. And when you're fighting in Persona, but like the goal is to beat the enemies as fast as you can without them taking a fucking turn. That's the goal of the game. That's the point of the game, not to just when health down. You want to strategically take them down to where they don't have to move, because your guys are pretty flimsy, and once they start attacking, you're gonna start taking shots. So like they just have a good idea. Okay, we're gonna take the concepts of turn base. You attack, then you attack, then you attack, and then you attack, and we're going to like spin it on its head with all the hottest stuff in this fucking industry right now. And they did that, man. Like good dodging, good, great fucking parodying. Like, I'm going through Stellar Blade, and I'm telling you, like this fucking French RPG company just embarrassed everyone in terms of like how to properly parry in your game. It's better than Lies of P. It's better than Stellar Blade. It's better than Sekiro. It is just, there is weight. There is a like the whatever that when you do the counterattack, like it's just like it gives you that Kratos
it's very satisfying.
That Kratos returning the axe to his hand feeling that never got old, and you just wanted to do it over and over and over again. It's an amazing reward for learning the mechanics of the game, and the game just delivered those rewards throughout, whether it was great music moments, story moments, character moments. Like,
we don't even talk about the music very much. The soundtrack is amazing. Like there are boss fights where you get into the boss fight, and I literally pause for a second because the track is just banging. I'm like, and there are certain tracks that you only hear every once in a while, and it's like, oh man, I'm really glad that track's coming back.
And so, I love what they did. I was always curious and confused about the brand. Like the titling of this, I was like, is the brand of this Clair Obscur, or is it? I'm kind of confused. Like, what's the title? What's the subtitle? Like, how is this working? And they built a world, and they built fucking waters of lore that have so much growing creative potential that sprouted out of this little $50 game. That I feel like the Clair Obscur brand can go in so many different directions. So many different directions. And like they could technically, if they wanted to anthologize Clair Obscur and have it be different casts, different groups, different things, they can do that. They have the ability to do that. I don't want that because I'm addicted to these characters. I want to know what happens to them, but they can. Like the world is their oyster with this brand right here. I love what they built. I think we're going to see some really good stuff come out of this. And now they're going to build a game with a budget. So we'll see what they. I'm
sure this publisher is going to throw money at them now after this one. So.
Yeah, I was watching the documentary earlier today about the making of this, how it kind of came to be, and just like they had some very lucky turn of events. Like
absolutely,
the proper funding is, I think, what really made it or break, or not for them, like very early on, because they had just done like a round of prototyping, where they were still using Unity in-game assets, or like, from the marketplace or whatever. And they'd shop that around. And, luckily, this very small publisher, picked them up and, gave them the opportunity to get some big name, voice actors and shit like that. It gave them the opportunity to make it in Unreal Engine 5 as opposed to 4. It's they had some very, very nice die rolls when it came to making this game, where a lot of other companies fail. So so I'm over the moon happy that everything worked out the way that it did.
Me too.
And we needed this win in this industry at this exact time.
especially at this price point.
A small team of like 15 to 20 some people. Yes,
I'm telling you,
absolutely.
the Game Award. These people are going to be like royalty at the Game Awards this year.
They're gonna walk away. They're gonna walk away with a lot. They better walk away with best soundtrack. Like there's gonna be like best RPG. Like they better walk away with a lot. We'll see. We'll see. We got 6 months before we get there, so
let's call it now.
I mean, I honestly think that this for us, I don't think there's anything that's going to beat this. There's only one game on the calendar this year that I even think has a shot.
Probably Death Stranding is the only one.
It's Mario.
The
Kart,
only one for me is Ghost. Ghost of Yotei. That's the only one.
Oh yeah.
Cool. All right. I think we've gushed about this enough.
Yeah, with Grand Theft Auto leaving the year, I think it's pretty strong case for Expedition 33. But there is Death Stranding. I think that could still win it for me, but it has to be really good. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What else we got? Any other games you guys want to chat about?
I played a little more Blueprints. I think I'm pretty much done with that. I haven't beaten it, but I think I've done enough that I need to feel fulfilled with that game.
Sure.
Man, whenever you're in a mood for some sort of like, I won't blush about it. The internet has talked about this game enough, but I will just reiterate here. If you are in the mood for puzzles, if you're in a mood for escape room type stuff, and then mix that up with like a really, really intriguing, great story. If you like puzzles, if you like Gone Home, if you like things like that, play Blueprints. It's going to blow you away. It's free on Game Pass. Just get it. It's killer. Nice. Killer. I was sitting here saying that nothing is going to touch Blueprints for Game of the Year, and I immediately jumped into Expedition 33 after that. I went from Balatro to Blueprints to Expedition 33. I had a really good couple of months of video games.
No kidding. It's like bang, bang, bang. You had all three. I'm glad you mentioned that because I do have it downloaded on Game Pass. I haven't started it yet, and I'm in a position right now where now that I've finished up with Clair Obscur, I did start New Game Plus, but I feel like I need to let that sit for a while. I definitely want to play it again, but I don't think I can go right back into it right now. And I want to go. I'm trying to figure out what to play next, and I don't feel like I want to go back to Assassin's Creed. Like I feel like I got what I needed out of it. You know, I'm not really super interested in the story. So for me, it's more of a gameplay thing. And I feel like I got my fill of that loop. So for the time being, it's going to be backburnered, and I'm trying to figure out. I got Doom on there, Blueprints, and I've been eyeing what's it called? Plague Tale, the second Plague Tale, because that's on my backlog list for this year. So that's kind of where I'm at. But for this week, the only other things that I played is I played a little bit more Shantae. Got a couple more of the transformations. I think I'm about 3/4 the way through that game. It's pretty short overall, but I love my Shantae games. I don't know why. And then still ticking away at my new playthrough for Baldur's Gate. So enjoying the Blade Singer so far. But I haven't really gotten to the point where I'm using a lot of what that class is made to use. I've got to get a couple more levels on my character before I can. So, but yeah, that's it for me.
Very cool. Yeah, the other thing that I played at night, I downloaded this on Game Pass, and every night I'm just doing a little nostalgia surfing, and every night I do 25 minutes or 30 minutes of Full Throttle.
Yes,
the LucasArts classic.
Wow, one of my favorite games ever. Yes,
it is one of my all-time favorites. I've played it 100 times as a kid, and I jumped into the remake. This remaster is beautiful. I love it, and the novelty of jumping back from the old gameplay to the new gameplay will never get old. That will never go old. I love it. I'm just having such a good time. You want to talk about a great soundtrack? That game has it, man. I love it. If you want a good point and click. The polecats, baby. Oh yeah. If fucking Luke Skywalker is the bad guy, it's so good, man. It's great. I love that. So I've been jumping into my past.
Has done it. I mean, no, I'm kidding. No.
He should be. He'll be in the movie adaptation.
I actually did pick that up when it was up at limited run. So I actually have the remastered on PS4. I haven't started. I haven't played it yet though.
Yeah. Should we jump into some news?
Yeah. What we got?
We do have some video game movie adaptation moves. Sadly, it does not. Well, you know what? I won't say it doesn't star Jack Black. We don't know that yet. but we have announced the Elden Ring live action film. Bandai Namco and A24 have announced a live action film adaptation of From Software developed video game Elden Ring. The official press release reads, to bring the epic world and intense action of Elden Ring to film, the project will be led by filmmaker Alex Garland, director of Ex Machina, Civil War, and Warfare, as the writer and director. The film will be produced by Peter Rice alongside Andrew McDonald, Alan Reich from DNA, and George R.R. Martin and Vince Gerardis.
That's what I needed to hear, is that George R.R. Martin was going to be involved.
He is involved.
Built that world.
He helped build some of the base story, for sure.
Yeah, he helped build that world. So
yeah, he definitely helped build it. Obviously A24, to me, A24 rarely misses, so I am pretty confident. Not only about confident, I'm excited about this. And then Alex Garland. I mean, Ex Machina is a sci-fi classic.
Yeah,
a new
great.
sci-fi classic's really good. Civil War, I actually enjoyed more than I expected to, and I haven't seen Warfare yet. I need to jump on that. But Alex Garland's a great director. I saw an interview with him about this subject yesterday or the day before, basically stating that he is on. Someone was asking how much of Elden Ring have you played? And he's like, I'm on New Game Plus 6, brother.
Nice.
I've played Erdtree like 3 times already. I'm deep. I am really.
Did
deep.
you really?
Oh yeah. So Alex Garland is a huge Elden Ring fan, and someone of his filmmaking quality and his apparent passion for the project. I'm pretty pumped.
Sounds like a good mix.
Good mix. So hopefully we can get a tarnished Jack Black. All right. So PlayStation Stars is set to close as Sony Interactive Entertainment evaluates future loyalty program efforts.
I did not get to. I didn't really ever mess with PlayStation Stars. Like I always forgot it was there because you don't like, they don't put you in the programs, automatically, the campaigns.
No, yeah, you definitely
have
have
to
to
say, I want to start this campaign, and
yeah, you definitely have to opt in. I didn't do many of the campaigns, but I did opt in when it first came out just to start the program, and I did kind of mess with their trophy system until I realized after a couple of months this is horseshit. But I never realized that there were actual redeemable, consumable points that you can put to money. I had no clue.
I didn't either.
So they really in this Gamemetsu article, Sal Romano reported, he said that Sony Interactive Entertainment will end the PlayStation Stars loyalty program November 2nd, 2026. The company announced the program will no longer accept new members starting today or the day of this was posted, which was 2 days ago, and there will be no new campaigns from July 23rd on. A press release by Sony's VP of Licensed Merchandise, Grace Chin, read, since launching the program in 2022, we've learned a lot from evaluating the types of activities our players respond best to, and as a company, we are always evolving with player and industry trends. Through this evaluation, we have decided to refocus our efforts and will be winding down the current version of PlayStation Stars. We will continue to evaluate our key findings from this program and are looking at ways to build upon these learnings. If that was a lot of corporate talk for you guys, let me go ahead and break this down for you. It was too rewarding and they're losing too much money. So they wanted to start over and do something different. Because when I looked online, I didn't do very many campaigns. I did the least amount of work to sign up for and apply myself to PlayStation Stars. And someone said, hey, check your account. You may have some money there. I had $65 worth of PlayStation credit.
Yeah.
Tens
That's crazy.
of thousands of points, and I barely did anything. So, folks, go on PlayStation Stars. If you don't think you have a lot, just check. You may be surprised. Just check it.
I don't have that much. I've got like 4,500 points or something like that. It equates to about $15. So
I had $60 as well. And
wow.
I'm just a hair away from another $5. So
yeah.
What level? Like, I'm only level 4. I don't know how you guys got that high.
I'm not sure. I don't have my app pulled up.
I buy a lot of games.
Well, games DLC. I think DLC was a big part of those campaigns that reward you. They wanted you to follow up and like buy add-ons to games a lot. But yeah, I think that this was too profitable for the consumer, and Sony was losing money. So yeah, they definitely had to dumb this thing down. I think it was it was too rewarding, even though it's a rewards program. But whatever. Okay.
Right.
So
I got one more thing. Is that the end of the news?
that's all I got.
Okay, I got one more thing that I want to throw out there, and since we're so high on Expedition 33, did you guys know that there was? Did you even know there was a collector's edition?
No.
I saw it when you posted it, and it's
That's the thing.
It's like pretty.
They apparently had a collector's edition that was ready, that was available early on for pre-order.
I'm sure they were so limited though.
Right, and the developers literally came out and said our collector's edition sold out way faster than expected, and they said we know a lot of you missed out, so we spent some time since then putting something together, and they've created this monolith edition, which is essentially all of the collectibles from the collector's edition minus the game. It's important to understand that the game is not included in this. My wife actually showed me this, and she goes, did you see this? And I'm like, no, I had no idea this was a thing. Like, I didn't even know there was a collector's edition. And she goes, okay, cool. Well, I just ordered it for you. I'm like, okay. So good stuff. But yeah, it comes with like a very cool looking monolith music box, I think it is. Yeah. And it's the monolith with 33 written on it, and it's got the paintress that's like leaned over. Comes with a like a journal, the soundtrack, I believe, and a
I don't
steelbook.
think the soundtrack is on there.
No, I thought it was. Hold on a second.
I looked through there. It was interesting because it's being put out by Laced Records, which is like a vinyl, company. But I looked on the listing and I didn't see anything about a soundtrack except for like the monolith is a music box, so I ostensibly plays music from the game, obviously from the soundtrack. But
did you see they unveiled? Did you see they unveiled the actual face actor for Gustav, and it is not Robert Pattinson?
Oh my god!
It is one of their developers. It's one of their in-house developers, Leo Paris. And you look at a picture of him, and yep, it's him. He actually dressed up in the baguette outfit in real life and took a picture for everybody. Yeah.
That's funny. Good stuff. Cool. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. It looks cool.
The music box looks baller. It
does look really good. It looks good.
and Jeff wants it because there's a steelbook. So, but yeah, good stuff. Let's see. What else? Anything else, guys?
I think
that might be a show.
Hey. I think so.
All right. That's a show. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please tell a few friends about us. Like, subscribe, and comment if you're watching on YouTube. All those things help us, and we appreciate them. Go to interactivedistractions.com. That'll lead you to our link tree, and that will also lead you to our Discord. So come hang out and chat with us. We would love to have you. So until next time, my name's Chris.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Travis.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next time.